today I'm starting a new series. It's a series where I'm going to take a 12 by 12 paper pad and I'm going to use it to make a scrapbooking layout, basically just using the paper pad. So I'm going to use the cut aparts and of course the paper and whatever else is in it to make my own ephemera and stuff. I will reach in my stash for things like doilies or enamel dots or something like that, but for the most part most of it will be used from the paper pad because I realized that I have more paper pads than I need. So I'll insert a picture here to show you my stack. Now it may not be as many paper pads as most people have, but to me it's a lot of paper pads and more than I'll need. So I want to challenge myself to use them up and to really dig into them. So today I'm going to start with the Take Me Away paper pad from Paige and Pink Paisley. It's an older collection. It's a beautiful collection. I don't really have anything else except for this, so I thought let's use it up. And I was looking through it and there are a lot of really great pieces to cut out. So let me just show you what I'm thinking and how I'm going to get started. I don't have any plans yet. For this layout in particular, I took out two pictures that I've been meaning to scrap for a while, and I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to do yet, just because it's going to be based on colors and stuff. So I have this picture. It doesn't really have a lot of colors from here, but like I can bring in kind of some of the reds from the ground, and like that color kind of matches. So I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly matchy, but you know, I like to have some things, parts of the picture that go with the papers that I'm using. There's a little bit of green here too, so that, you know, you can kind of pull out some of that. This is my other picture I'm thinking of. It has sand in it and looks like there's like some browns, some light browns and tans. There's a lot of red in this picture, so I'm not sure if this picture will work, but we'll see. Either one of these two I'm hoping to use because I've been meaning to scrap these for a while. So I'm gonna kind of quickly show you the papers in here and what my ideas are and stuff. I apologize in advance if my cat is in and out of the camera because she's on my desk right now exploring. I'm just gonna zoom it out a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. So we can see the papers better. So the first page here is a cut apart, which is great. I can even like cut out these words for titles. I can cut out this for ephemera, so we'll see where that takes me. We have this beautiful floral paper. I can cut out fussy cut things. I don't love fussy cutting things, but I will for this, of course. This could make a nice background. This is beautiful. This kind of really summarizes the colors in this collection. So I'm wondering if that picture is better. Anyway, even if the picture doesn't match perfectly, it's no big deal. Here we have a map, which I think is pretty cool, that it has like Canada in it and stuff, and even on the front it has Ontario right there, which I think is kind of cool. Not forgetting about us Canadians. These are beautiful. I was thinking about maybe making one of these for a title, or at least part of a title. I'm not exactly sure if I am going to grab thickers from my stash to kind of add dimension so it's not too flat. These are great for cutting out different shapes and stuff. As you guys know, Paige does that in basically all her collections. Great layering paper or background paper. I could fussy cut those out. I could fussy cut these flowers out. These would be great for layering. I think these pieces are really wonderful. This could be a cool background. I could fussy cut these houses out. I do have another picture that it's hard to explain, but it needs to be on a 12 by 12 layout. So I wonder if it'd be cool to, depending on what the picture is, to kind of cut that out. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. So there might be a third picture selection. Let me actually find it. See, I have my album here, and I always put the pictures in the slots so that they're in order. I go by order, so, but I don't always actually scrapbook them in order. It depends on the picture that day. So this is the picture that needs to be 12 by 12. It's a pretty busy picture, so I don't know, we'll see. This is really gorgeous. This would be kind of a cool background for something. Another map. Pretty layering piece. This would be cool to fussy cut. I'm just so inspired by Missy Witt and how she always fussy cuts everything, and she makes it look so good, and yeah, I'm inspired by that. These I could cut out. Those are pretty layers. I could even cut those out. This again, another perfect fussy cutting page. There's so many pieces here. Again, so many pieces that I can cut out. This is really pretty paper. Once again, beautiful paper I can fussy cut. Or if I need a title or something. And flowers, which I think means we're back to the beginning. So like I said, I have no idea where I'm gonna start, so I'm gonna kind of get a look at my pictures again and evaluate. These are the three I'm thinking between. So we'll see where this takes me, and hopefully I can settle my mind on something. Or maybe I'll fussy cut some things first, play around with pieces, and we'll go from there. Hope you enjoy. Thanks! Alrighty, so I'm going to start off by fussy cutting these houses out, and I don't really know where I'm going with it at this point. I just thought if I fussy cut a bunch of things out, then I can move them around, see where they should go, see how they will look good, and go from there. So at first I thought I would have that at the bottom of the page, but then I realized it would look a lot better if I cut them up separately, place them all around the page, and put them up on dimension. Now you saw the three pictures I was debating between, and none of them really were like city-like or much about homes or buildings or anything, but I ended up going with the one of my family because at least it's like family is like home and stuff like that, so at least that part of it could relate. And I'm going to cut out some other little pieces, and as you can see, the bottoms of those buildings aren't great, but if I can tuck them behind other buildings, then you won't really be able to tell, and it won't make a big difference, and it won't be a big deal. So, yeah, that's what is happening so far. At this point, I don't really have a plan, and I'm just going to layer them up first, see if they'll look good together, how they'll look together, how I like the different colors. This paper pad is very beautiful. Like I said, I don't have much of the collection, so to have this paper pad is great because there are so many different things I can cut out. So I love that part of it. And I also want to say sorry if I'm repeating things. This isn't the first time I've recorded this voiceover. I had some technical difficulties. Usually I can do a voiceover with not criticizing myself too much over how it went, so I'm able to do it one go, but I had some technical challenges, so that kind of changes things. But anyway, hopefully this voiceover will be okay for you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them below and I'll answer them when I can. So I like how there are just so many different layers, and it kind of just looks like a city scene, and I really like that. For some of the buildings, I put foam on the top part of the building and not the bottom. Some of them I put them on the entire building. They're all kind of different in their own way. And at this point, I think I am going to tuck the picture in the buildings, but that ends up being changed. And I change it because there's so much white space at the top, and so yeah, my design changes a little bit. And as you can see, I do use things that are kind of off of my desk. I don't use everything from the collection, but it was good to use up stuff from my stash, and that was just like hanging around on my desk. So I just took that notebook paper to map behind the photo, and then I used that colorful paper to layer behind the photo as well because it had all the colors that are in the building, so I thought that would tie it all together. And now I'm fussy cutting some other things that I'll be able to move around and experiment with a little bit to kind of see where they could go, but I had no pressure on myself to actually use them. They were just, I thought it would be better to cut it out so that I could move them around so I could see what they would look like. And then I could save them for another layout if I didn't end up using them. And then that frame I end up layering behind, and I think that looks really nice anyway. And yeah. So now I'm going through my thickers and trying to find a title. There seem to be like darker colors and black and stuff in my photo, so I thought a black title would kind of bring it all together. And like I said, I felt like there was a lot of white space at the top, and so that's where I went in again with that colorful paper that had all the colors that are in the buildings, and make some ripped papers at the top, ripped layers to fill in that space. And now I'm going to add a third layer as well, and I think that really helped. So now you can see I'm having a tough time deciding where to put the photo. I add a doily behind my photo because I'm going to add a doily at the top, and so I wanted them to kind of go together nicely. And I do add that piece of ephemera at the top, and the title is going to be better together. And then I thought that it was pretty bold, especially since the colors in my layout are pretty like pale, kind of like some of them are bright, but it's like a pretty pale layout. So I don't know, fix that a little bit with some of the watercolors I use on the background. So I'm just using the packaging technique, grab some packaging, and I'm using my Jane Davenport watercolors to mix some colors together to match the collection. First, I'm trying to make that bright pink that's on the house in the bottom left. Then I'm going to mop it up a little bit because it wasn't as quite bright as what I was making. Then I'm going to come in with the yellow, and when you blot it up like that, it mostly dries it out, dries the color out, so it won't mix too much when you add the next color, which is great. And now I'm trying to make the purple color, so it's kind of a very soft pale purple. So I put that around the page and mop that up a little bit, and then I do paint splatters, and I put in a little bit of black paint splatters, but I do come in with more black paint splatters in a little bit, I think. So now I think that I need a little bit help from other products or collections or whatever. So I go to this little box that I have sitting on my desk of random items, and I find these Vicky Bouton flower stickers. They're a mixed media sticker, so they're very, very thick, which is great. So you're intended to like paint them or do something to them. So I make that one purple so that there's not too much black and white. And then I have these Amy Tangerine stickers that I got in my Wild Hair kit for September, and they're really, really cute heart puffy stickers, and they match this collection actually really well with the blacks and yellows and purples. And so I'm going to come in with a lot of those, and there's my cat peeking in. But then I thought those flowers needed a little bit of color too, so I do color them with yellow and purple and blue, I think. Yeah, like a bluey teal color. And these are really easy to do. Even though I already had it on the layout, it was really easy to do. And I mopped up some of the color, which made it a lighter color, which helped match it more. So I just added a few Tim Holtz tiny phrase stickers, and that's all. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you think, and look out for more videos in the series. Bye!